think consuming drugs or heroin for the next 20 days of your life will make you a drug addict? Then you should really watch this video because you are not right. Research has come up with some interesting facts about addiction. It would be very surprising to know the results. Before we get into what the research says, let us just discuss what happens if I meet with an accident now. So if I meet with an accident and break one of my body parts, let's say a leg or a hip, and I go for a hip replacement, what happens in the hospital is they give me a drug called diamorphine. Now diamorphine is a pure form of heroin, and they give me the medication at a very high dose and for a long period of time. That doesn't mean at the end of the medication I turn into a hippie or a drug addict. It never happens, right? Many of us would have met with accidents and none of us have become drug addicts. Then how did we come to believe this myth? Now this idea was basically on the premise that these substances contain chemical hooks that get us hooked into the substance that give us pleasure momentarily. And this idea came into existence during the 70s when research was done on rats. Now what was the research? During the research, a cage was set up, there were 2 bottles kept there and a rat was put into it. Now these 2 bottles, one had water filled in it and the other one had the drug, the substance. Now this rat, which was left in the cage, always went to the water which had the substance or the drug in it, and it finished the entire bottle. It never turned to the bottle which had the water. And that is how this premise or the idea came into existence, that the substance contained chemical hooks which get us hooked into the substance to get momentary pleasure. Now as time passed, it was realized there was something missing in this premise. There were other scientists who came up and said that maybe this experiment missed something. So they did the experiment again. This time, the cage was not just a cage for a single rat, but it was a park. It was called a rat park, and it had many families of rats staying in it, and they had put up cheese balls and all the favorite food items of rats, and also placed again 2 bottles, one with water and one with the drug substance. And guess what happened this time? Rats never went to the one bottle which had drug in it. Even if they did, they would not go back again, because now the rats were happy. They had their family, they had their friends, they had other things to enjoy. Now the research didn't stop there. Those were rats. What about humans? Maybe it differed with humans. That's what people thought. But no, this was tested again on humans. Basically, a military group was taken and they were given certain doses of drugs when they were in military camps. And when they went back to their houses or to their families after the war was over, these scientists made sure that they were followed to check whether they had the desire to continue with the substance. But 95% of the cases did not want the drugs again. They were happy staying with their family. Now this is a shortened version of the story or the research that I told you. So basically what this research proved was the cause of addiction, may it be drugs, may it be alcohol, may it be anything, is not the substance itself. It is lack of connection. If you are connected, you would not need an addiction. Now this was a very interesting and insightful result that had come up. Because till then what was being practiced is those who are addicted to drugs or heroin or such people were isolated as a punishment. Now, this did not cure them of the disease, in fact, made them more addicted to the substance. So, this was an eye opener. And if you're listening to this video and you are not addicted to drugs or anything that is serious, but there might be small things in our life that we get addicted to. Social media, TV, music. Let us just rethink on what are we missing. Where are we thinking that we are disconnected? If we can find the cause for that, nothing can make us addicted. Now, if you are a person who knows someone who has an addiction, remember, isolating them is not the answer to this problem. Giving them connections, making them feel loved is the way to solve their addiction, to help them come back to normal life. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe if you like.